Good morning. It's May 5th, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. A team of Japanese astronomers and an amateur observer report a possible thin atmosphere around the distant Kuiper Belt object known as 612533-2002 XV93, or XV93. The finding, published in Nature Astronomy, is based on a 2024 stellar occultation that produced a brief dip in starlight, used to infer the presence of atmospheric material on a body about 500 kilometers across. If confirmed, the atmosphere could indicate that very small, icy worlds beyond Neptune might retain atmospheres under certain conditions. If the atmosphere fades in coming years, it would support an impact origin explanation. If it persists or varies seasonally, it would imply ongoing internal gas supply. The report notes that independent verification is essential before firm conclusions are drawn, with calls from leading scientists for corroboration. The study, led by Ko Arimatsu with Junichi Watanabe as co-author, adds to the ongoing discussion about how far atmospheres extend into the outer solar system's small bodies, and how such findings influence classifications and budgets in planetary science. The object's provisional designation, 6125332002 XV93, remains a point of naming discussion under IAU procedures, and informal naming has included XV93 while awaiting approval. Some researchers have suggested a name linked to Okinawan mythology, but formal naming requires IAU action. Independent verification is emphasized by prominent scientists, including Alan Stern, to ensure results are robust before changing any established classification or understanding. The broader context places this potential atmosphere within debates about Pluto's planetary status and the scope of NASA's planetary science programs, illustrating how new results can shift conversations in the field. Long COVID remains a major public health challenge as BioVie advances a CNS-focused therapy aimed at brain fog, fatigue, and malaise tied to lingering immune activation after infection. Chief Executive Officer Kwang Do notes about 17 million affected Americans and says there are no approved therapies specifically for long COVID. The program targets central nervous system symptoms, seeking to mitigate neurological and systemic effects believed to come from immune activation driven by viral remnants. Do emphasizes the potential impact given the lack of approved treatments and the possibility for meaningful clinical and public health benefits if results are positive. Enrollment for the long COVID trial is nearing completion, with top-line data anticipated by the end of the summer to assess efficacy and safety. This near-term milestone of finalizing enrollment and obtaining results is critical for evaluating the treatment's potential. Do remains optimistic about progress and its potential to restore daily functioning and workability for patients with lingering symptoms. The program is supported by a $13 million clinical research grant, underscoring urgency and positioning BioVie as uniquely funded for long COVID work. BioVie says it is the only entity at any level to receive such a grant for long COVID research from a nonprofit or related organization. With no approved long COVID therapies, BioVie's program could become first in class if successful and address unmet medical needs. The company asserts its unique positioning in this space and highlights the importance of completing enrollment and achieving meaningful results to validate their CNS-focused approach. The approach aims to improve daily functioning and help patients resume normal activities by treating CNS-related post-acute effects. A new multi-institutional effort aims to deliver a non-opioid pain treatment and push it into a Phase 1 clinical trial. Sanford Burnham Prebys leads the collaboration, with Duke University and the University of Minnesota contributing key expertise, including researchers Stephen H. Olson, Rurong Ji, and Lauren M. Slosky, all under a $3.9 million NIH HEAL Initiative grant. The project seeks to reduce opioid reliance by improving pain management and addressing both dependence and side effects associated with current analgesics. Astronomers have identified 27 candidate circumbinary planets using a timing-based method, expanding the known sample of worlds that orbit two stars. The candidates range from Neptune-like to about 10 Jupiter masses and lie between roughly 650 and 18,000 light-years away, covering a broad span of sizes. The team analyzed data from 1,590 binary systems observed by NASA's TESS, using eclipse timing variations and apsidal precession to infer planetary mass objects without relying on transits. Future ground-based spectroscopic observations will be needed to measure stellar velocities and confirm the planet's gravitational influence. The findings appear in the May issue of Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society, with lead author Margot Thornton and co-author Benjamin Montet noting implications for planet formation in binary environments. Coinciding with Star Wars Day, the study echoes fiction by suggesting two-star planetary systems and suggests refinements to timing-based techniques could reveal more such worlds. Circumbinary planets face extreme environments, but there may be a stable region in dual star systems where such planets could reside, making Tatooine-like worlds plausible. The work builds on context about the rarity of circumbinary planets in prior surveys and links to research suggesting binary dynamics can hinder planet formation. NASA researchers emphasize TESS's ongoing value beyond exoplanets, inviting public participation in citizen science projects like Planet Hunter's TESS to analyze light curves for new candidates. While these are strong planet candidates, additional spectroscopic analysis is required to determine exact masses and confirm whether they are planets, brown dwarfs, or low-mass stars. Further analysis of light curves and supplementary observations are needed to rule out false positives and verify planetary status. Spectroscopy will be essential to distinguish planets from brown dwarfs or small stars and to nail down the true nature of the candidates. A new study reveals chromatin moves in two distinct regimes inside living cells. Within about 200 nanometers, motion is constrained and subdiffusive, governing rapid encounters. Beyond that local zone, chromatin can travel freely to distant regions, but this longer-range movement unfolds over much longer timescales. A second cell-type specific class shows more extensive movement at longer times, indicating variability in chromatin states or nuclear environments across cell types. Short to intermediate timescale motion remains confined to roughly 200 nanometers, forming a subdiffusive region of influence. Published in May 2026 in Nature Structural and Molecular Biology, the work comes from MIT researchers with funding from NIH, NSF Career, PEW, STEWART, and the Bridge Project. MINFLUX live cell imaging enables real-time nanoscale tracking and provides new mechanistic insights into how chromatin organization regulates gene activity and genome maintenance. The technique measures chromatin movement across 7 orders of magnitude in time, from microseconds to hours, allowing robust analysis of wide-range dynamics in living cells. MINFLUX achieves nanometer-scale single-molecule tracking across rapid timescales and, when combined with conventional imaging, spans sub-millisecond to hours across multiple cell types. The findings challenge traditional chromatin models and suggest the need to consider crowded nucleoplasm in explaining subdiffusive dynamics with notable heterogeneity across cell types. Researchers conclude that existing models may need revision to incorporate chromatin's interactions with the crowded nucleoplasm and cell type variability. The study traces chromatin motion using MINFLUX and conventional imaging across 7 orders of magnitude in time and across several cell types, providing a comprehensive view of genome dynamics. This has been your daily brief in science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.